You ever finish watching an anime and see the relationship end off and you're like, man, this was so amazing and beautiful. I'm never gonna be able to reach this level. This amount of beauty with this relationship and how they let up and their love and everything is just the pinnacle of a greatness. And yeah, I'm never gonna be able to do that. I might as well just end it all. Anybody else feel that way? No? Just me? Oh, okay. So today I wanted to talk in honor of Valentine's Day on the romanticization that anime has with love and relationships and boyfriends and girlfriends and all of that good stuff, because let's face it, honestly, a lot of the times when they do the whole pairings, or if a series goes on a long time, even if it's not a romance series, if it's not a shoujo, or just in general about couples getting together, ultimately, even in shonen series like, Naruto and Hinata, blah 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 blah, you see that there's some relationship that they get together, and most of the time it's absolutely amazing. You're just baffled by how beautiful it is, and at the end of the day, man, this is something that I would love to have. This is amazing because it's a written story. It's fantasy. At the end of the day, it's somebody's imagination and romanticization of how a relationship should be, how they would love for it to be. But that's majority of the time not the case. Sure, you might know Jim, John, and Jack down the street, that they were high school sweethearts and they've been together for 20, 30 years with their loved one and all of that good stuff, and that's fine on them. But a lot of us, that doesn't happen. You know what I'm saying? We don't always have the way things we would like them to be, where it's like we've known this person since we were 5 years old or 10 years old and we grew up being in love and all that stuff. It just doesn't happen. You're not the main protagonist in a crazy action series that you have this girl that you have a crush on, and at the end of the series you get her. It doesn't really work like that most of the time in the real. That's anime, that's fiction, that's fantasy, and it's beautiful, but it's also a little bit, I feel, to a certain degree, dangerous to people that are kind of weak-willed and don't understand reality. And at the end of the day, you gotta have a certain amount of an idea when you're looking at these things that it's fiction. I mean, that's why we have some, really tragic cases where people, they do all sorts of crazy things because they can't deal with the fact that they'll never be able to have something like what these characters on the screen have. And it's unfortunate, but it's true, and that's why, to a certain degree, I think people need to be mindful of what their children are watching, because you never know how they can react to different things. But it is an interesting topic nonetheless, of how anime and manga, they make things look so beautiful, and why can't we achieve that? And again, like I said, it's because it's written. It's somebody's idea and their romanticization. And honestly, just looking at life in general, I've been running this shit for 25, almost 26 years now. I've been through a lot of different things. You guys have been there for me. Ultimately, your Saber ain't gonna come to save you. You know what I'm saying? Like, Saber from Fate Stay Night, she ain't coming. A lot of the times, you gotta go out there and get yours. Maybe you'll get rejected 1,000 times. Maybe they'll tell you the most horrible things. Maybe you get girls that'll say you're ugly, you're this, you're that, whatever. But one of the things is, don't let that shit discourage you. Because I said this in a couple different videos now, but one of the best advices I've gotten a long time ago was when I was younger. It was one of my father's friends. He told me, because I was a little kid and I was at, I think, like Donny Park, it's a amusement park or whatever, and I was looking at this girl. I kept looking at her. I was like, oh, she's so cute or whatever. He's like, yo, go talk to her. And I was just really, really shy. I'm like, no. I'm like 10 years old, maybe 11 years old. And he's like, bro, the worst thing that could happen is she tells you no, and you never gotta see her again, dog. You never gotta see her again. And that's the beautiful thing. Again, they could tell you all sorts of things. You're fat, you're ugly, your teeth, this, that. But at the end of the day, you don't ever got to see them again. And eventually, you're going to find that one. But you can't sit back from your peephole through your door and expect for that shit to come to you, because it's not. You got to go out there and get yours. Maybe this is a motivational video. I don't know. I just wanted to talk about anime romanticization and love in general, because it's not going to happen like that for most people. Most people aren't going to get the childhood sweetheart or the female protagonist of their adventure. You're the controller of your destiny, not these, fantasies, and unfortunately, it's just not going to happen that way for most people. And maybe it sounds horrible to say it like that, but we got to live in reality. These stories are beautiful, amazing, but you're not going to get the Hinata most of the time. You got to go out there and find her. It's not going to just fall in your lap. So sometimes, say fuck it. Maybe you'll feel horrible because she told you this, the girl that you liked. She said, oh, you're this, you're that. So what? Fuck that bitch. At the end of the day, you're better than that. You're always going to be better than that, as long as you keep that mindset. You can't let nobody tear you down. There's horrible bitches out there, and I only use the word bitches because those people that are gonna be disrespectful and disgusting and, you know, manipulative and all that shit, yeah, I'm gonna use that word for those people. But you're gonna find a lovely one somewhere out there. She's waiting for you right now, like at this very moment. So maybe you might not get the Kamugi Meruem situation, although, hey, that's as funny as it is, that's closer to reality than a lot of these other relationships. You know, sometimes shit like that happens. Two broken people, one person is fucked up, another person is just a monster, and they got together. That's actually a lot more how things work in the real than, you know, just, again, being the love of your life, the Bakuman ending, you know what I'm saying? And the sad part is, and I think maybe that's why we look at some of these relationships that look bad on TV as like, oh, you know, we're disgusted or whatever, but some of the more worse relationships that kind of look a little illogical, they're the real ones, and it sucks, and that's why we look at them like, what the fuck? But we have a lot of bad situations out there where, like, you have the Sakura chasing the Sasuke. That's more closer to what you'll commonly see out there, where, you know, the girl is kind of desperate for the guy, and the guy is like, oh, whatever, fuck it, at the end of the day, and he treats her like shit, and then eventually she gets her happy ending, so to speak. But yeah, I don't know, I just wanted to talk about it. At the end of the day, anime isn't reality, and we all know this. Well, majority of us know this. You gotta go out there and get yours. Don't let nobody stop you. Don't let any girl that has anything, or this applies of course for the females as well, whether you're a bit overweight, whether you know, whatever it is, you got acne problems, because there's gonna be that one dude that's not gonna give a fuck. He's out there. Maybe he's not the best looking, maybe he doesn't have the greatest personality in the world, but he's waiting for you right now, like at this very moment, and you'll see him one day, but it ain't gonna fall in your lap. You can't sit in your bedroom. Watching the anime is great and all, but that's not going to help you. You got to go out there and do yours. It's almost like trying to get a job. You got to put your resume out there. Yeah, just wanted to cover this. Kind of curious what you guys' experiences are with relationships. What have you gone through in your past? Like, you know, I like to keep it real. You guys know me for years now. I've shown a lot of my life, my personal struggles. You've seen it. You've seen the crying video. You've seen it all. And that only is going to make you stronger. Maybe it will happen to you where you'll find somebody you think is the one and they'll break your heart. And you're going to go through that pain. And believe me, I know. And you ever want to hit me up about it, I'm on Twitter. I'll listen to you. And that's no YouTuber bullshit. I actually genuinely care. Maybe I wear my heart on my sleeve too much, but I do. Because it's a cold world out there. You know, when you're younger and you're like 15 and you're sitting there watching your anime or reading your manga and you're hoping one day you're going to find that relationship and shit like that, you're going to go through some hardships. We all go through them. It's life in general. That's just how it is. You know, we go through heartache, we go through pain, we go through rejection, we go through all of it. But if you're strong enough and you're determined enough, you're going to find something out there amazing. It's going to knock your socks off. You're going to be happy. And I'm going to promise you that as long as you keep going. Don't give a fuck. You'll never see that person again if you don't want to. You don't have to. You're not obligated to see a motherfucking person, talk to a motherfucking person, because it's your world. You gotta control it. You gotta navigate through it. Saber ain't coming to save you, bro. You gotta go out there and find her. Just wanted to share this again. I know, a little bit all over the place, unstructured, but kind of just wanted to go in with my heart on this one. Valentine's Day. I've had some bad Valentine's Days, I'm not gonna lie. But yeah, you'll find your happiness. It's out there. That's all I have for this one. I'm ForneverWorld, and as always, people, have an awesome day. Happy Valentine's Day.